Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be sharing a 12 by 12 layout. I'm going to be using 3 photos on my layout today. And these photos are of my daughter at a butterfly exhibit that we went to. I think this was back in 2007 maybe, or 2008. I'm not even sure right now, but I am going to go ahead and document this photo today, and I believe I did write the correct date on my layout. I just cannot remember exactly what year it was at this moment. So here I'm just grabbing my photos. At first I wanted to use that white cardstock as my base for the layout, but you'll see I'll change my mind in just a few moments. Here I'm going through my pattern paper, and these are from the Fifth and Monaco collection from Pink Paisley. And I have been using up all of what I got from this collection, and I am down to just a few of the pattern papers and some die cuts, a little bit of stickers left. And today I'm going to be using, I believe, two of these cut apart cards right here on my layout, and I'm going to use one of the pattern papers as my background. I do cut out that wonderful card there and the one with the butterflies, but I end up using this one here with all of those green leaves as my journaling spot. So here I have my white cardstock. My first thought was to do some mixed media on the background and then add my photos on top, but you'll see I am going to go ahead and just mat my photos using a strip of that white cardstock. But first I'm going to cut down my photos and have them all the same size. Then I'm going to line them up and cut the strip of photos using that white cardstock as my mat. Now I'm going to use that black dotted pattern paper as my background, and once I lay my photos on there, you'll see it just makes my photos pop. You can see all of those beautiful colors on that pattern paper, but it is a little bit muted from the black dotted background, so it works perfectly. And here's where I went ahead, cut out my strip of photos, and I'm just using my distress tool to distress the edge all the way around. So you can see there my photos pop really nicely against that background, and I'm going to go ahead and begin working on my clusters and try to pull in some of these cut apart cards here. And this is a design that I don't normally do, so I struggle a little bit with the placement of my embellishment clusters and also trying to work in these stickers and die cuts that will match my layout here. So I am gonna go ahead and just do a very small title. It's not very large, and it begins with that word remember on the top photo there. I pull in another word phrase from that sticker sheet, and then I'll use some small alpha foam thickers to complete my title, which will be partially on that little journaling card you see there. And later on I do go in and add my journaling to that card. So there you can see I pulled in one of those die cut hearts. It says happy, so now my title will read loving this happy moment. And I'm just using my T-square ruler there to line up all of my alphas really nice and straight. So once I'm done adding in my title here, I'm going to begin working on building up my embellishment clusters. Now I'm going to have one to the top right corner, one towards the left of my photos, and also build a little bit more around my title. So here I'm using one of those cut apart cards that said enjoy the little things, and I'm just going to add some florals around it. I'm actually going to remove the large floral piece that I just put there, and I'm going to put that towards the right side. I'm going to pull in some more florals later on in this process though, towards the top of that card. I'm also going to add some butterflies in, and these are die cut pieces from the same collection, the Fifth and Monaco collection by Pink Paisley. And I'm going to add some foam adhesive behind some of these butterflies before adding them onto my layout. That way I'm just adding a little bit of dimension to my layout here. So there you can see I cut apart that frame, and that has some florals on there, some gold embossed florals, and I'm just tucking half of it to the top of that die cut card and the other half towards the bottom part. And this is where I'm going to add some foam adhesive behind my butterflies before adding them onto my page. Now I did add in some journaling to my card. It says Stephanie at the Amphitheater Center at the live butterfly exhibit, and it was June 2011, not 2008 like I first thought it was. So right now I am adding in here, let's see, some enamel hearts, I believe, and I did just trim off a little bit of the floral to the top right corner. And the word love on that heart, I do use that later on towards the left side of the layout. So here I have another die cut piece. This is a banner, and I'm tucking that into the right cluster. And I trimmed off the edge, and I'll go ahead and add that to the bottom of the cluster that's to the left. And I also go ahead and pull in another banner. I cut off the bottom of it, a red one, and tuck that in there as well. Now, if I did not mention it before, this layout is part of the Scrappy Telephone Challenge over at the Paper Issues Facebook group, which I'll go ahead and link down below in my description box. So you can go on over and check out all of the previous layouts with this challenge and see exactly how it works and follow along there with the challenge. I'll also go ahead and link all of the items I used today on my layout down in my description box. So here I'm just going to continue working on my clusters, and I absolutely love how this turned out, but I am not sure why I always do this. I always wait till the last moment to decide to mat my layout on some solid cardstock, and that's exactly what I did today as well. I wanted to go ahead and mat it on this black cardstock here. So I'm just trimming off a little bit towards the bottom of my layout and the side. And you can see there, I am not trimming any of the white part of that photo strip there. I really wanted that to be laying directly on the black cardstock, and you'll see exactly how it turns out in just a few moments here. So I went ahead, trimmed off a little bit off the edges. Then I'll go ahead and gut my black cardstock, save the center part for a later project, and that way it's not wasted because you're not going to see the part that I remove anyway. And I adhered my entire layout onto my black cardstock, and you can see some of the embellishment clusters there hanging off the pattern paper onto the black cardstock, and I loved how that looked. It pretty much pulled both pieces, the cardstock and the pattern paper, together. Here I'm just going to use my white gel pen, and I'm just adding in some doodly lines all around the pattern paper, which you probably cannot see very well right now, but you see it a lot better in person, and it adds a really nice detail there to the layout. And here I'm just tucking in a little bit more florals to the left cluster, and I also pulled a little bit in towards the bottom part close to my title. So I hope you guys enjoyed the process today. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget, check out my description box. Go on over, check out this challenge over at the Paper Issues Facebook group. And also don't forget, hit that subscribe button today if you enjoyed my video. So I want to thank you all for watching, and until my next video, bye.